What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Kpop Kimchi Podcast, your number one podcast for girl groups with the number one fanboys. I'm your host, Justin Turno, with my co-host, Brian Limper, and we are back in the studio after an epic journey.
We did go on a giant journey. That's why we didn't have an episode last week.
We did not have one last week because we were kind of gone.
We were busy having a fun time in California.
LA.
At KCON 2024.
Absolutely.
We originally were going to do like a wrap-up video with all of our friends when we were there, but that just seemed like a lot of work because there's a lot of people. So we did not do that.
We kind of had too many people to really do that. It just would have taken a really long time.
So instead, we're going to do that episode today.
Absolutely.
With just us, and hopefully it'll be a lot less of...
We will express everyone else's feelings through ourselves. So
we definitely...
We will speak for everyone else.
I was like, where's the wave that says our thoughts and feelings are... usually it says not the feelings of everybody, but in this case it is.
They are, absolutely.
But, yeah, so we were gone last week. We did not have an episode, so we're going to have a super fun, long episode this week.
Yeah.
So buckle in. It's going to be a long ride because we got a lot to talk about.
KCON 2024.
But, other than that, we didn't really do anything, honestly, because we did go to Universal Studios, but...
We absolutely did
I'm trying to think of what other stuff kind of happened in between that. I don't really think anything else really happened.
We did get there a nice little time early. Gave us a few days, or about a day and a half before the actual convention concert started. And yeah, we went to Universal Studios in LA. It was pretty fun. We walked around a little bit. I'd never been there, so it was cool to see it. Saw Mario World. But that was pretty much it.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what all we did before we actually even did KCON stuff, or after. Because, I mean, most of the whole week, or the 6 days we were gone, was pretty much just KCON for
yeah,
it.
Yeah.
So before that, we kind of just wanted to hang out and not do a lot, but then somehow we ended up doing a lot. So that was kind of really taking a toll on the body.
Yeah, pretty much the day. Well, we got in, and then we went to the hotel with everybody. We had a really sick room with 7 total people. So we had a full team.
Yeah, we had a lot of people there.
And 2 bench players.
We had a lot of people there.
It was nice, though. Gotta say, tough travels for Brett first day.
Yeah, he had a long day.
He had a long few flights, and he got in a little later than everybody else.
But we pretty much went to Universal the next day.
Yep.
And when we weren't at Universal, we were at the hotel swimming and playing basketball.
Yeah, we did that a lot.
We actually did that quite a bit.
I don't think last year, which we were there a lot less days, I don't think we swam at all last year. Once.
And I feel like part of it was...
We just didn't have time.
It got done like super late.
Yeah.
This year it didn't seem like it got done as late because we like would have ample time to go back and swim for like 30-40 minutes after we walked back.
Or like hit the hot tub, which was sick. Like we'd go to the concert and then we walk back and go to the hot tub. Like it was the perfect.
And then go in the pool and go in the hot tub.
We did a lot of swimming. I'll say that. We did a lot of swimming, which was really fun.
The most swimming I've done in easily 20 years.
Oh, yeah. Honestly, probably same.
Because I don't really swim very much. Sometimes people are like, hey, I got a pool. And come over. I'm like, no. So,
yeah.
But it was there, and we went, and it was pretty fun.
It was nice. We actually did shoot a lot of hoops on the nice basketball court right next to the pool. So
I used the word swimming kind of loosely. I didn't really swim. I just kind of floated there.
We just kind of hang out in the water.
But it was nice because it's always nice in California.
Yeah, that was the one. My big takeaway is every single day there is perfect.
Yeah, it is.
It's perfect. There's no humidity. It's cool in the morning. Then nice and like the sun there is very soft.
It's weird.
It's like warm, but it's not like holy crap I'm burning.
And you're not gonna like go outside and get like super sunburn, or if you did, it'd be like a surprising sunburn.
You just have to really lay in the sun like all day because it is very nice sun, and then like 80 degrees, no humidity, and then at the night you put on like a hoodie and shorts, and it's like the best. So
like the coldest it ever was the whole time was like maybe 73.
It was just like perfect weather every single day, which was
nice.
Like
nighttime
because last year there was the weird little hurricane, so none of that this year.
Correct.
Which was nice, but yeah, that was pretty much the first day. It was just. Well, it's funny because we went to Universal, and then we came home, and then we kind of, everyone did their own thing. So some of us came home, and then some of us came home later. We're like, we're going to totally swim. Yeah, right when we get back, blah, blah, blah. All of us fell asleep.
Yeah.
For hours. Because we were so tired. But that was pretty much that day before we got into it with the actual KCON and convention and everything. So
yeah,
I don't think we did anything else.
No, and then afterwards, we actually had like a rest day after we got done with our 3 days.
Yeah.
So we just kind of chilled out before we went back home.
Yeah.
And we actually went to Koreatown, which was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
They had some really good food. And then we literally swam and played basketball for like 4 hours.
The whole day was just swimming, basketball, just ultimate summer, having fun time, pretty much.
It really was. That's like all we did. That whole day, that's all we did.
Koreatown was very cool. The food was amazing. It was some very good food.
I will say my one thing about it I was kind of disappointed in, although I don't really think you could be disappointed in something like that. I mean, you always see stuff like Choice Music, like pops up like Choice Music, buy stuff, blah, 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 you know?
Yeah.
And just based off how big it was, I thought it'd be like a bigger store, like a Best Buy or something, like a standalone store. But it's literally just like a small kind of shop in a mall.
Yeah, they have like 2 shops. One is album based, and then the other one's more just kind of straight merch. Yeah, I didn't know what to expect either. I kind of thought it would be bigger as well.
Or like even when we used to do like FYE,
like,
it was like a whole big one.
I kind of thought it'd be like FYE, yeah.
But it was like actually pretty small compared to other places.
Yeah. Because I mean, even if you kind of combined them, they wouldn't be that big. But they did have 2 shops, and they had a lot of stuff for not being maybe the like biggest store ever. They had a lot of cool stuff, and we all got stuff from the One Choice Music with the merch one, because we got our Triple S Light Sticks, right? Yeah, that's where we got them. So.
And then we went to another place that had a bunch of other stuff. There's a bunch of K-pop stores.
Yeah, there's a bunch of like main K-pop stores in a very small area.
Yeah, I mean, we walked like maybe 5 minutes away.
We walked to this other one, which I think it was K-pop Nation,
which is another kind of bigger one,
which we've seen kind of before, but this one's like new. So this building is actually pretty big.
I don't know if they like moved there or if they like are always like that, but they were kind of had like fold out tables with just albums everywhere.
Yeah, it was not very set up. Like it looked like they're still kind of putting it together, but they had a lot of stuff.
And that place was way bigger than Choice.
I actually loved this place a lot.
It was pretty cool
because they had a lot of just individual photo cards you could get, like kind of pre-order stuff. So we got a few things there. We each got a little weekly album, and then we had the electric lucky draw card at the end.
Yeah, that was fun.
And then we went to one more.
2 more. At the mall.
Yeah, because there was the same thing.
There was one we went to that Brett knew about. He was our tour guide.
Yeah.
And then after that, we met some other dude.
Was that one Music Plaza?
That he knew, yeah. That said he knew of another store that was in there, and he was talking to us for a little bit.
Yeah.
And then we went upstairs, and there was another
It was the same one. It was just another store, the same one with some different stuff. But
I will say the Music Plaza place was the smallest one.
Yeah.
But they had a lot of stuff there.
There was...
like light sticks, Japanese releases, like
old stuffs. I bought something from every single store because honestly, every single one was good. It was pretty impressive.
It was.
Like none of them were like, well, this is kind of just what we saw before. I mean, obviously there's some of the same stuff, but it was very cool. And again, they're all super close to each other, so it's not hard to get to. That was kind of that day, and then once we drove back with the Uber, we just swam the whole rest of the day.
And then we woke up and we left. And it was pretty sick.
Yeah, pretty much.
But that pretty much covers our not K-pop showcase, K-pop, KCON, whatever you want to call it. I don't even know. K-pop days when we went to the show.
Yeah.
But before we get into that, we can give you our know what you came for before I forget to do it.
Yeah.
And honestly, I didn't really listen to a ton of music this last week because we were in California the whole time. I didn't really have a lot of time to listen to
stuff,
really anything.
Right.
But the other day, I was scrolling through my past stories I posted on my Instagram because I was looking for something, and I came across the song that I posted on my story from 2000 by a group called the Juliana Theory.
Nice.
I always remember because it's a very, very unique name. It's a very unique sounding band.
Really is.
But they have one song that's really cool called "If I Told You This Was Killing Me, Would You Stop?"
Yeah.
And it's a really good song. It's the only song by them that I like. It's one of those groups where they literally have one song that's really cool. We talk about it all the time about groups in that kind of range of dates.
Sure.
They'll have 80, 90 songs, but only one song's really good, and then the rest are just kind of this sounds nothing like the good song.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy how people can find the magic one time.
It's just that one song. It's track number 12 out of 18 on this one random album. And I'm like, oh, this song's sick.
Right.
Then you try to listen to the rest of it, and you're like, this is not a very good band.
Yeah.
But no, that's my recommendation. Juliana Theory. Look them up. Juliana Theory, however you want to pronounce it.
That's cool.
It's a really good song. I like it. Well, I like it anyways.
I'm trying to think. I mean, obviously I was with you, so I didn't really listen to much either. But there was a cool song. So, fun fact on Southwest, they have their own internet kind of thing.
Except
page.
for the first one we went on, where apparently broke.
Yeah, so when it wasn't broken, they have their own internet thing, and they have like movies on it, which was pretty cool. So I started watching the Barbie movie. Didn't finish it, but I'd never seen it, so I was like, I might as well. And there was a cool song in there from an artist that I'd actually seen live, and I like a few of their songs. Is Charlie XCX.
Oh, nice.
A song called, I don't know exactly what it's called. I think it's called Speed Drive, and it was just like a really fun Charlie XCX vibe. And it was about like Barbie and featured on the soundtrack, and I was like, this is pretty dope. So that's my recommendation. I got to finish the movie. It's actually not too bad. It's pretty funny, but yeah, Speed Drive by Charlie XCX. Go check it out.
We'll have to rent that on YouTube and watch.
Yeah,
it.
I want to finish it, but I just I started too late on the flight. I would just use that freaking Madonna song again, but too bad I used that before freaking Wolverine and Deadpool came out. Who would have thought? Because that song is so freaking amazing. But
is it in the movie?
yes, it's awesome. It was like the main song for the whole thing, and I was like, how did this happen?
That's pretty cool.
I recommended it like freaking a week before the preview came out. But yeah, Southwest, shout out to you. They had a lot of movies on there.
They did. Charlie XCX actually had a couple good songs. I remember her.
I do enjoy some of her music.
But yeah, so there's some good recommendations for everybody.
Uh-huh.
Go check that stuff out. But yeah, so we went to KCON, and the first day there we went to the convention area.
Yeah.
And the only thing I really wanted to do was go get a tattoo from the guys that were doing the Flash tattoo. So I did that in the first 10 minutes that I was there.
Yeah.
And then I pretty much accomplished everything I came to the show or the convention to do. So after
There
that, I
you
just
go.
kind of walked around. So I mean, Justin could talk about what he did. He did a lot of stuff at the conventions. I didn't really do anything.
Hell yeah. What did I do the first day? Oh, I gotta just say before I say whatever, the convention this year, 1,000,000 times better than it was last year. So kudos to you, KCON. Whatever made you decide to change your mind, put it in the different hall, put us where we stand before in the parking garage thing. Like, the setup for this was way better. The little meet and greet stage, the KCON stage, which was like the coolest thing of all time. Everything was much better about this convention. Like, it was easier to walk through. Everything was more spaced out. There was a lot of food inside the actual thing. Like, last year we had to wait outside, and it was horrible, especially when it was raining. But this year it was nice underground. Kudos to you, KCON.
Oh,
It was really nice.
I guess I should say the one thing that sucked the worst was when we first got there. It was so hard for us to find where to get our press passes from.
That was a little difficult.
That was ridiculously hard. But that doesn't have anything to do with the show. That's just annoying.
No, and because we got the press passes, we figured it out. It was cool. It didn't really get us anything at all, but it was cool to have.
Yeah, the best thing about the press pass is if they give it to you early enough, you get to go for free, so you don't have to actually pay. But fortunately for us, we got our tickets, so we didn't have to worry.
They
about
let
that.
us know after the tickets came out, so it was
It wasn't much after the. I don't know. It was it was weird because they're like, oh yeah, you've been approved for your press passes. Let us know days you want to go. Still have never heard back about if we got.
I was just gonna say, I'm also not sure where we'd be. Where do you sit?
Yeah, no, I never heard back about
It's
that.
not because it's not like they gave us oh, you're in these seats for free, or the floor. They never said. They just never got back to us. So
yeah, that's kind of weird. So I don't know about that.
It was cool to get them, but they didn't really get us anything. But it was cool to wear, and look important. I tried to use it for some stuff, and people were like, "No,
nope, sorry."
I was like, "Can I go in the front because I'm pressed?" They're like, "Sorry, no." It's okay, what is the point of this?
But yeah, so we did get our press passes after literally looking for them forever. It was the most difficult thing in the entire world. The funniest part about it was after I talked to the people and we found out about after we ran around everywhere trying to find them.
Mm-hmm.
The people were like, "Oh yeah, here you go." They sent me an email and they're like, "Oh yeah, by the way, it got moved somewhere else." And we're like,
"Yeah,
cool."
I know." And that was after we figured it out.
Yeah, it's after we already got that accomplished. So it was kind of a little late for that, but whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was all I really had. Just extremely difficult to find though.
It was a cool memento.
Yeah, so now I've got.
I don't know. We looked to see if there was any stuff you could do or blah blah blah. I don't know if you had to apply for more or what, but we didn't really. It might sound cool that we got press passes, but we're kind of just like the rest of everyone else. We did get to go in the press room, which was a room.
Cool.
It had some water and granola bars.
Yeah, we did get that. I got some walnut cakes. That was sick.
We sat in there a little bit. It was kind of a decent place to just kind of chill out.
It's mostly just rooms for people to go and create content, I guess.
Yeah, if you like had to type
I
on
guess
your laptop.
press stuff, you know.
Like it literally was just a room with some tables and then like a couple refreshments.
And then the cool kids that knew each other like meet up and like, oh hey, good to see you.
Like hello, press people.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone actually checked our badges to get in there.
No, nobody did at all.
It was like behind like a curtain down a hall type of thing, and it was like credential only. But I don't think anyone was there to actually check.
Like the best part about it was when we went there the first time, the lady that was supposed to be like checking people's stuff, like the guard lady.
Sure.
She was like talking to somebody, so she didn't check any of our stuff.
Yeah.
And then the other time we literally
just walked
back
in.
And nobody cared.
Yep. I don't think anyone checked our stuff
Nobody
once.
cares.
But we did take advantage of that.
But I mean, hey, if you want to be, I mean, it would have been cool if like, oh hey, here's your press pass, you know, you get to come for free. Like, that'd have been pretty cool, but.
It's just I don't know.
By that time we
you also
paid,
applied.
so it doesn't
You also
really matter.
applied very early, so it's not like
We
you
did.
You applied like months before.
I applied probably because I forgot I did it.
Yeah.
I applied. I want to say maybe. Honestly, it's like maybe January, February.
Sure.
Because we were kind of like, oh hey, dude, do you want to see if we can get press passes? That'd be fun.
So, honestly, sometimes you just like we just apply for stuff just to see, right?
Just because, why not?
I mean, the worst is you can say is no, which is already what we're doing. So
which happens all the time.
Right.
So apparently we're not good enough.
But KCON, we are good enough.
I guess.
But you just you don't get anything.
The other thing that's weird about it is I don't really know how many people get press passes or how they decide to give them out. So like literally anybody listening to this might be able to apply for
Yeah,
them.
honestly,
And they'd be like, sure.
I have an Instagram page or like something like that where I like post people's idol photos. I'm like, here you go.
Yep, there you go.
You can go in the press room.
Press pass. But yeah, I don't know.
I'm not sure if there's like a higher level press. I don't know, but we did get it, and that's what matters. We wore it every day.
We did.
But yeah, that was cool, and I will just again, the convention was so much better this year. Like the way it was set up was just a bajillion times better.
I will agree that the setup of it was pretty.
It's just so much better. Like the KCON stage was amazing. Like they didn't have anything like that last year. It was like a real concert, like legit.
Oh yeah, so the little KCON, I guess little KCON stage, legit was like a whole nother concert in its own. Like
It was.
It did it. I was gonna say it had like smaller groups on it, but they really weren't even smaller groups
No.
because there were some big groups that came and played on it.
Big groups were on it.
And they legit would go play, and it was like having a concert, like a mini concert.
They'd play like because we were in a way bigger spot than we were. Like this hall was much bigger, and they kind of like sectioned off a third of it with like a giant soundproof wall, and behind that was what the KCON stage was, and you had to kind of go out in the little corridor to come back in it, but like. It was so cool. The stage had like multiple LED screens.
Yep.
It had like a stage that was like went out to the side, but then it had like a catwalk. You could go to the front, and like groups would go out there. It had like a LED light around it. It had like cool. It was like legit nicer than a lot of the concerts we've seen like live.
Most of the concerts.
Like it was an incredible setup, and groups would come out there and do like 5 songs, so you got to actually see a lot of music. And
they like did more music there than they did on the actual
they
show,
did.
like the KCON show.
They did absolutely, and they had a lot of different people on there, and anybody could go, which was cool. Like obviously they kind of had it divvied out where if you were like the premium ticket people, you could be closer, but like if you just wanted to check some group out or whatever, you could just go stand, and they kind of had like a barricade around the outside. But it was amazing. It was honestly like one of the highlights of all of KCON for me, because I think who did I all see there? I know we saw Lauren. Never thought that would happen.
Yeah, we did see Lauren.
We saw Lauren. We saw Hyolyn, and I saw Nmix and Stacy there too.
I saw most of the people you saw, and I was just in the back. I wasn't in the front.
Yeah, because they had a thing with Samsung, because I was like the major sponsor. If you like went and got a stamp card and went in like to the booth and got someone to like teach you about an aspect of the phone, you could get a stamp, and then you could go get a ticket. And they had a little side area. It was like the Samsung area that if you got one of these tickets for a certain group, you could like get really, really close on the side. And it was amazing because I got one for Nmix and then I got one for Stacy. So I was like really close to them. And it was dope because like Cian came down and they did like a little selfie video, and she was like literally right in front of us. It was so cool. It was one of those things where you're like, do you even need to see them at the concert? Because like this is the best.
That's the cool thing about it, is being there doing that. You're legit closer to the group than you would have been if you were just at the show. Like even if you had the best tickets possible to go to the actual like KCON show, like in the crypto arena, you're not anywhere as close as what you were when you went to the KCON stage.
No, the KCON stage was the best. And really what will pain me for the rest of my life is that Isna was supposed to be on the KCON stage, and they didn't get to come to KCON, so that sucked because that would have been really, really cool. But yeah, that was a highlight. And then kind of on the other end was the meet and greet stage, which was really cool. I did a few of those and did a few high touches, which was really fun.
I'm trying to think. So the first day, I was gonna say I don't have the schedule with me, but I'm pretty sure the first day is when you saw Inmix.
Yeah, it was Kepler. Kepler was like the first group I saw. They were like the second group to have their meet and greet. ZB1 was actually first. And then NMIX was like later in the day. And I had a high touch for both of those. And it was weird because like the premium people, there was like a section in the front. That's where they went. And then there was like a middle tier. And that was for the people who bought normal tickets, but like a premium high touch. So that's where I could go. And then anyone else, there was like a back. And you,
AKA
like,
me.
You could just go stand there. Like that's where I stood for like SoMe. But the other ones I saw, I had the middle one. So it was cool. It was actually a really good spot. I was on like the barricade of that and got some good photos. And it was a pretty clear view. I mean, they were not far at all. And that was just, they'd go up and they were there for like half hour and they'd play some games and then sing part of a song. And it was really fun to watch.
Yeah, they had some like different little things that they did.
They had like a host and they'd kind of go through like, or like history photos and they'd look at like old silly photos or something. It was fun though. Like it literally was like a quick like meet and greet type vibe.
I think you had stuff to do most of the days you were there, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. All Kepler stuff was the first day because they were on there, and then they did like a little small Connect stage thing too that a buddy of ours and me watched, that was cool too. That was just like another little. That was actually a really small stage, but groups would just go up there and like again play games, and I watched Damon is their name because they were before Kepler. They were pretty great. They were a boy group that's new and they were fun. And then another day, I went with another friend and we watched Craxy on there, and those girls were fun too. So that was another kind of cool like little thing you could just get to. And there was usually not that many people there, so you could get a decent view, unless like ZB1 was there.
Yeah, they just kind of overtook the convention when they were doing the stuff.
Like them and TWS and some of these other boy groups, like you know where the crowd's going because they're on the move somewhere.
Yeah, they had a massive amount of fans that would follow them. Let me see. I'm trying to see if I can find like a thing real fast. I thought we had like a photo that had all the like the daily lineup on it.
It was probably somewhere on their Instagram or something.
Because I mean, there was a lot of stuff that happened. There was a ton of.
There definitely was.
But yeah, I mean, if you just bought the one ticket to go to essentially just the KCON thing, like the convention thing,
yeah,
you wouldn't even need a ticket to go to the actual like show if you didn't want to.
You could really see a lot, and it was like you could get really close,
especially between like the meet and greet stuff and the actual show. Because sometimes with the meet and greet stuff, they would just do little shows on their own and play some songs and stuff. So you got to see a bunch of fun stuff going on.
It was really nice with the high touch this year too. The meet and greet was just so much better than last year. Because last year they had it in the weird side room and like you couldn't see if you weren't like in the front row, and then the high wave was like they were behind glass or like whatever the weird like things. This year they didn't have the glass, so that was actually nice. They had like a table and the artists were behind the table and you did your high wave, and it was really relaxed because last year there's like 8 people before you get up there, like no phones, no phones, no phones, like. It's like the military, right? You're like, okay, I'm not going to take my damn phone out. Like, I get it. But this year when I was waiting for Kepler, like we were in the queue or whatever, and ZB1 was going, and people were like up there, phones everywhere, literally like posing with like Matthew, like taking stuff. I was like, okay, screw it. I'm taking a video. Like, what are they going to do? And I was able to get a nice like selfie vid of me and Youngin, and then Isa later on too with Stacy, and I got some awesome like selfie screenshots that like made my whole life. So that was really cool. It was cool that KCON was way more cool, like relaxed about filming rules, because usually for a high touch you cannot film at all. Like they're like, get those phones away. So
the KCON stage on Friday, which was like the small little concert stage, they had the Dream stage auditions first. Then I was on there. Then Joe Yuri was on there, and I saw Joe Yuri go. That's actually really weird, because like in the middle of her set, like her mic stopped working or something. Mm-hmm. So she literally like went out in the crowd and started taking selfies and like high-fiving people.
There you go.
That was cool. Then it was P1 Harmony, then Alexa, and then Zero Base 1. So even Zero Base 1 and P1 Harmony were on there. So.
Yeah, like everyone was. I went and saw Alexa on there, and she's actually really fun. Like she did a really great job. She had awesome energy, and her songs were actually really good live.
And then the meet and greet stage, there was zero base one, like you said. Then Kepler, Demon, Craxy. Then they did some K-pop dance performance thing. Then Drippin' and Inmix, and that was the first day.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I saw a good amount of people on the little KCON stage just because, like I said, I had nothing else to do. So I just kind of walked around when everybody else was doing stuff, or I just went with where everybody else was at. So most of it was just the KCON stage, like watching the people on there.
Yeah, I mean, you pretty much just got to see like concert after concert.
Yeah, I mean, that was the whole day. And that was before the show even started. So that was just like the entire day.
Yeah.
They had a lot of like little venue guys set up, like little booths, which we wanted one for every group instead of just one random one that had like everything on it or didn't have anything at all.
Yeah.
So that was cool because each group kind of had their own booth set up and you could go talk to the people. I wish I had more merch, like shirts and hats and hoodies and stuff. But there was like an individual booth for most of the groups when you went there, which was pretty cool.
There was.
Then they had like a little shopping area this time. Before it was kind of just spread out.
Yeah.
But they actually had like a little village where it's just like buying stuff like, fan-made merch like earrings or whatever.
Yeah.
Then you had like Choice Music was there, K-Pop Nation was there, selling albums and stuff. And then Core Limited was there like always.
Yeah.
And then that's where the tattoo place was.
Mm-hmm.
So that was kind of cool. They had like set up in their own little area so you don't have to like worry about it all being spread out and stuff.
Yeah.
Of course, they had like the beauty vendors for all the groups, or not groups, all the companies and stuff like Korea and everything.
There's
like
a lot
that.
of those, and those are like always so busy.
One other cool thing they had was a little showcase area in the middle. It was kind of like a museum of like musical history.
Yeah, this was
where it had
dope.
like a little thing set up for each individual group in like a glass like case, and it had like something from like when they performed, or like an outfit, or like like memorabilia basically. Like if you went to like the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame,
Yeah.
it was like a little memorabilia thing for all the groups that were there, which was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was dope.
And then they had a bunch of other random setup stuff. If you want to play games or like do stuff, you got like free ramen, or you got like.
Yeah, we got some ramen.
Or like Justin said, you got the Samsung place because they're sponsored by Samsung. So it's a huge thing in Korea.
Yeah, so that was like the big old sponsor.
So
for
you
this.
got like to do like this treasure hunt or something like that, and you got like a benefit for it. I'm trying to think what else I had over there.
There was like groups would pop up in the Samsung thing too, like all the time. Like my gosh, when some of those boy groups went to Samsung, it was like impossible to get in the door.
In the like Olive Young.
Oh man,
stage.
Isn't
or
that
not stage? It was like a makeup thing.
Isn't that makeup?
But some groups would go over there and it'd be like impossible to get through the walkways.
That stand was always really busy. Like every single day.
They did not have the McDonald's truck this year.
They didn't. No fries this year, or like we did last year, or no ice cream.
Oh, but the biggest line ever though was for your little Line Friends.
Oh, Line Friends was lit. Oh my gosh, every day Line Friends was busy, which was cool. And they had a lot of ZB1. Pretty much what that is they just make merch for the groups, but they make like characters, like little animals or something for the people, and everybody loves that. So there was a lot of ZB1 stuff that people were buying, and they had IVE too. So there's a lot of different IVE things you could get. I got a couple things, like plushies, keychains, just fun stuff like that. But that stand was busy every single day. Like I had to wait a little bit for that one, but it was very cool because I'd never seen I'd seen that stuff online, but I'd never seen like it in person to buy. And it was actually decently reasonable. So that was cool.
And it was, if he was right, it's a much larger setup than last year.
It just seemed more organized
and more spread out.
Everything was like bigger but spread out, so it was just easier to walk through. The stages were like set up way. It was a million times better than last year. It was a million times better. The convention was just really, really fun. A booth that we both loved was the ISNA booth.
Oh yeah, super sick.
It was the best. It was so cool.
Basically, you went up. And since they were supposed to be there, they weren't, which is kind of weird. I don't know why they kept their stuff there, but
might as well, I guess.
They had photo cards of all the members in the group, and you would take a photo card off the wall, and then they would give you another photo card, which is like a blank back. You'd write a note to them, and then you replace the picture you took with the note that you gave them, and they're supposed to give them to ISNA so they could read them.
Yeah.
Do they? I don't know.
No idea.
Let me tell you, they got a lot of notes from people.
Man, their booth was so cool. They had like a big Nasri on the top, and then they had like kind of LED screens on the side, which was like the best picture quality ever, just showing the members doing things. And in the back of it, they had like kind of life-size cutouts on the thing of each member. And then all you had to do is go show that you follow ISNA on Twitter and Instagram, and I mean, I already did.
Yeah, and you got like a sticker packet, and you got like a little Nasri.
You got a little
keychain
Nasri
thing.
keychain, which was awesome. It was so cool. And then you got to go pick your photo card that you wanted. I ended up getting 3 of them. But it was a really cool booth. Like, it was one of my favorite things.
It was pretty
And
cool.
those cards went really fast. Like,
They did. I'm glad. So when I went over, it was like first thing in the morning because I
Right.
was just like walking to find the tattoo place,
yeah.
and I saw it. And I was like, "Hey, Arsis, come check this out, dude."
Yeah.
So we went over there, and we were like the first people that were over there.
Yeah.
So like everything was still there, and I'm like,
Right.
oh, this is sick. And then like we left after that. We did something else, and when we came back,
Yeah.
it was like packed. Like there was a huge line to
Yeah.
get into the thing.
It was busy. It was busy. Luckily, we got the ones we wanted because man, if you waited, like, they were gone. Like,
If I knew you could have gone through multiple times, I would have got a Jungin too.
Yeah.
But I didn't know you could do it like multiple times. But I mean, I don't know how they would know if it was you multiple times
Right.
or not.
Yeah.
So I just got my maid, and that was pretty much it. It was funny because when I went up there, the girl was like, that was working. She's like, "Oh yeah, this is." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, I know. I followed them. I watched like the entire show."
We did episodes on every single one.
And she's like, "Oh, that's really cool." I'm like, "Yeah." She goes, "Well, who's your favorite member?" And I'm like, "May." And she goes, "She's really beautiful." And I was like, "Yeah, she is."
Yeah,
And she's like, "All right, well, come get your card over
Yeah,
here."
here's your card.
But yeah, so that was funny.
I got June first, and then the second time I was like, I'll get May. Wasn't available. Then I went at the restock on the second day,
Yep.
and she wasn't even there. And I asked the girl, I was like, "Do you have any more in the back? Because I just don't want to keep coming through. Like, I don't want to like keep going when other people are trying to go." She's like, "Is she your favorite?" I was like, "Yeah." And she took out of her personal stash that she was holding. She's like, "This is the last one," and I was like, "Sick." And then I tried to go the last day because they had a member of each person. I was like, "Oh, sweet, I'll go get Jung because I see her up there." But then they're like, "No, we have to keep one member of each on the wall. Like, you can't have them." So they were like out. I was
They
like-
like completely sold
so
out
by like
really
by
quick.
like a day and a half, I'd say, or 2 days, I guess, they were done.
They
Like-
definitely underestimated the power
like
of Isnut
the,
America.
The Nasris were gone. There were still some tattoo patch stickers or whatever.
They like
it
ran
was.
out of the Nasris on the first day.
Yeah, I know.
And then they
Because
got like new ones for the second day.
they did get new ones, but because I was in line and the guy in front of me got the last one, and I was devastated because I really thought I wasn't going to get Nasri. And then the girl, one of the workers, had one on her wrist, and she's like, "Here you go." I was like, "Oh my gosh, thank you." But it was a really cool booth, and I really wish they could have been there.
Gosh, that would have made.
They would have been
best.
so cool. It would have been so good. But their booth was good, and I'm sure they're going to go to Germany. So good on you for you guys.
Yeah, good for you, Germany. But that was pretty much the convention for the first day, which is pretty exciting.
Yeah,
Lots of stuff, lots of hustle and bustle going on.
yeah,
Then we went to the actual KCON convention, like show, like the actual
like
well,
the M
the
countdown.
KCON M Countdown show. They're like titled Everything Wild. I'm not sure what's what, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
But that was crazy because we got our seats upgraded
Yeah, we did.
a lot.
We our tickets that we purchased were in like the highest level, like I guess 300 area, and cheapest tickets. But my gosh, they moved us down a ton.
We were like practically on the floor.
We were 14 rows off the floor. And
Like,
we
I
were,
mean,
we
these
were in
are
like
like-
the lower bowl. It was sick.
I was like sitting there the whole time. Like I'm kind of mind blown.
Like, they were right
we
there.
We were so close, and we had some like cool girls that were sitting in front of us the whole time.
Yeah.
and they were like shorter than us.
Yeah,
So we literally just had like a direct like line view of the stage,
Yeah.
like no one obstructing our view the whole time.
like we were on this like the side, and it was perfect. Like it was so, like these were very expensive seats if we would have bought them when they came out.
Yeah, I like looked it up. I'm not sure why we got moved. I think it's because the ticket sales weren't great, honestly, because they were kind of not a lot of people there like there was last year.
no.
But we got moved up, and I was looking up how much the tickets would be if we actually bought those tickets like the first time,
Right.
and they're like $845.
Yeah, way more than what we paid. Because we're cool. We're just going to go at the top, right? Like we did last year. That was really fun. But then they're like, well, now you're in level 100. So we're like, oh, okay.
I mean, we
were very close. We were really close. And it was really, really dope. Yeah, I mean, you're right. Literally just by being there last year and this year, there was not as many people that went to the concert each of the 3 days.
Oh, I mean, we were at level 300. We were on the third level. The
Like
third balcony
last year,
was still packed.
last year it was almost full every single day. Like there was a few seats at the very top of like the arena. This year, the very top level where we were had a curtain around it. Besides a very tiny part in the middle, there were some people up there, but pretty much that whole level where there was a ton of people last year, there was no one. So I mean, just literally like the logistics of that, they did not sell as many concert tickets as they did last year.
And not only that, but we were sitting there and we were saying the whole, like during the show, when you looked over at certain areas, even the 100s, there's a lot of empty seats.
Like it was weird because some of those would like fill up. I guess people were just late because they'd fill up later, but
or people just moved down and take them.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I will say, like, though it was definitely not as many people as last year, it was still super loud in there. And then we pretty much filled up like the lower bowl and kind of the medium area eventually, and the floor was pretty packed, but it definitely was not as many people in the concert as it was the last year.
I mean, there was a god tier lineup last year, so that makes sense.
Yeah, looking back on it, my goodness, I mean, the old skis and ATs, like that's pretty crazy. But
and the hottest girl groups like in K-pop.
Yeah, like just
all like
it was a really good lineup last year. I really wish we could have taken this convention with last year's lineup and like
that'd have been sick.
Merged, but it's okay because this was still super sick. It was fun because our spot that we got randomly moved to was like the row that they would bring people up, like the hosts, to speak in the aisle. Like they would bring like Somi or whoever the people hosting were. So literally, if you like turn to our right, like a few seats down, they would just like be there, like Ricky and Hanbin, and they put like the spotlight on him. And we're just like kind of standing, like looking at them, like. That was pretty sick. Like we were very close.
Yeah, if we were like
in the action.
If we were like 8 seats to our right, we would have been right.
Oh, we would have been like standing right next to Somi. Like it would have been like in the aisle, like because they're just in the aisle. I'm not sure why that's the row they picked, but it's what they did. So
I thought maybe they'd change it up every day or something. Nope, the same one every time.
Every place they went was just right there. And literally in like they stood in our row. They just were a few seats down. So that was really cool too. Just like again, completely random because we got moved. So that was really dope.
So after that, we actually got to like our performances. I don't remember what order they went in specifically.
Yeah.
But day one, we had Boy Next Door, BB, Taemin, P1 Harmony, Kepler, and I.
Yeah.
And if I have any takeaways from that, it's that Boy Next Door is actually pretty sick.
Big deal. My gosh,
people love them.
People love Boy Next Door. Boy Next Door. People love them. A lot.
They love them. Like
loud.
I mean, like I'm talking about like
loud.
People were like, it's loud for them as they were for like TWS or like in Hypen. Like they like loved them.
And when they were on like the convention floor too, my gosh, the people were just following them. Like it was noticeable how much people adored them.
Also, since I don't really remember the order except for the closer, I'm just gonna like I said list them off and we'll just give our general thoughts on each one of them because I don't remember that. It honestly feels like it's forever ago now.
Yeah, it was a blending together experience.
But, yeah, Boy Next Door, super cool.
They were really good.
They were really good,
fun. But man, the people loved them.
And everybody, like, loved them. So we'll check them out more. Then also BB, who's Nak Young's sister.
If you didn't
know that.
If you did not know that.
But she's been around for a really long time.
Yeah.
She's really cool. And she actually did a really good job. One thing I remember about her is her English is very good.
Yeah.
I was shocked by that. Like fluent English.
Sure.
It was kind of funny because she kind of has like this like essence of being like a hardcore like rapper off like, you know, like Unpretty Rap Star, you know, like and stuff like that. But the whole time she's just like so like shy and like
she was like really nervous.
She's like, I'm so nervous because I didn't think anybody would know who I was.
I'm like, okay, girl, come on now.
Yeah,
she was so humble.
But yeah, she was really fun.
Yeah.
P1 Harmony, even though I still have P1 HD from seeing them
I know
19 hours straight at the fan thing or whatever we did for the Cork.
Yeah.
They actually came out, and I told Justin we were sitting there, I'm like, I heard their music coming on, everyone's freaking out, and I'm like, they're going to be sick, though.
Yeah,
they were gosh, their songs hit so hard live.
P1 Harmony's a big deal.
Killing it. Literally killing it.
Really good. Really good.
They're really sick. I do like P1 Harmony, though. I actually have like a boy group playlist on my Spotify, and I was looking at it because I finally figured out how to put them in like order by artist name.
Sure.
And I actually have like probably, I don't know, the second or third most boy group songs on my playlist by P1 Harmony.
Yeah.
I also apparently a huge deal. The second season Produce 101 Japan winners.
Yeah, good for them.
They came out and they were actually really good.
They were good.
And they somehow played like every single night. So
yeah,
good for those guys.
Yeah, we did have people who did that, or
kind
like
of weird
special guests or like feature. You know what I mean? Like we did have some overlap of artists on different days.
But they were really good.
They were. They brought the energy. I didn't even realize at the time, but until we were eating dinner tonight, that they were from Produce 101
Yep.
Japan or say season 2, whatever it was. Didn't know that. Good for them. I knew they were from a show group thing. I just didn't know that's what it was. So
And then Justin brought up the fact that we have now seen every single Produce
Japanese
winner.
group. Maybe next one we need to watch because
I know,
we're destined to see them. So
One of our friends, Warren, is now going to be a big fan of I and I.
like I and I. And
They really like
they
them.
were good. They brought the
Big
energy.
boy group stand, so
Cool
good for him.
logo.
They do have a really cool logo. Then we had probably our most looked forward to person, which was Kepler.
Yeah.
And my gosh, they came out, and we got Wada Da, and I was so excited.
I gotta say,
Never been so hyped in my entire life.
Is it sad that the 2 members are gone? Yes. But did they bring the pain more than last year? Absolutely.
Oh my gosh,
I thought their energy and I thought they held it down with any other group that night. I don't know, something about Kepler, they brought it and it was so good, and maybe it was because it was finally time to see Wada Da.
I did not expect them
Oh
to play
my
that at
gosh.
all.
I didn't either. We didn't get it last year and we're like, okay.
I was like, well, that was
it's not
one
happening
chance.
this year. Why would it? Because
they had new
whole new
comebacks,
multiple new comebacks. No way.
And then the first thing came out with, you can hear us in our video on
freaked out.
YouTube. We screamed
Oh.
like little girls.
I just thought I was so happy. It was such a great moment, and
You thought those girls were excited for Boy Next Door?
you should have seen us for
Kepler
Kepler
and
seeing
Wada Da.
Wada Da. But I really thought Kepler brought a more intense energy than they did last year, and it was really awesome.
I agree. And then the next song we got from him was freaking Back to the City.
It was LVLY. It was the second song. They flipped stages.
Oh yeah, they did.
And that song's amazing. That song's a more almost kind of mature vibe song.
Oh yeah, you're right, because I remember thinking, I was like, this is very
It's a
sensual dancing.
It really LVLY. It's a very it is.
It's like, what is
more
this
mature
choreography
dance and
right now?
song? And they
Choreography.
That was when they do the thing where everyone does it. They have the main side of the stage, and then they are like, oh, we don't forget about you. So they go to the other side. So they went to the other side and did LVLY. I think that's off the Giddy album or whatever album that is, Love Struck. But it was really freaking good. Because that song hits hard and it's got a cool vibe, good dance.
Very different vibe.
Everyone looked great. Love them. And then they came back to us, and you're right.
Then they did Back to the City.
They brought us back to the city. Literally greatest 3 songs ever.
I was actually really shocked they did that again too.
I know.
They had songs come out since then.
I know. They were we know you guys are in level 100 now, so we got to give you what you want.
Oh my gosh.
Kepler was amazing.
Here's the best part about it. Honestly, that wasn't even the sickest thing they did the whole night, because they did the cover song thing.
Yeah.
And it was Backdoor by Stray Kids.
Yeah,
Oh my
so
gosh,
cool.
they came out in little suits.
They had
and
suit outfits. It was so good.
They killed everything they did that
They
day.
really oh man, I really thought they kind of stole the show, and it sucks that Monday was their exclusive day. I wish they could have done more on other days, but Kepler was amazing. Again, it sucks the other girls are gone, but my gosh, they brought the pain.
It was great.
It was I enjoyed seeing them more this year than last year. It was so cool. They were great. And we see Wada Da. Wada Da's legendary song.
I never, honestly, after we didn't get it last year, I didn't think we were ever going to get it.
I was really hyped because in the fan meet, at the end they do a little sing of they sing a first verse and a chorus, and Kepler actually sang Wada Da, and I was so hyped at the meet and greet, and I was like, oh, that's sick because we're probably not going to get it later. And then of course again they played the whole thing. So
And it was beautiful.
Why they didn't get a cake on stage, I'm not sure, because they would have been great on there. But no, Kepler was so great. Love them so much.
And then the closer, of course, was the man himself, Taemin.
Oh, easy,
And that's just
easy money.
an experience in
This
itself.
this man is amazing.
Granted, he plays the same songs every time he comes, but what more can you ask
I'm not
for?
really sure what he even said. Maybe just thank you.
Was
But
there music?
That's all you need, because Taemin is beautiful, and everybody loved it. That was also he also had a dream stage, right? Move
Yeah,
the
he
dream
did.
stage.
He had Move, Criminal.
Oh, same. What was? Just look up last year's set list.
Yeah, it was exact same stuff.
Yeah,
But
it was awesome.
he's just an enigma.
Yeah.
Nobody moves like him, boy or girl. He's just
he is the best of everything. It's kind of crazy.
We had our friends who went with us who don't really listen to boy groups or anything.
Yeah.
And we were after the show, they're just wow, Taemin, I'm a huge fan.
You're just he's beautiful, and
he's a beautiful man.
he's the best of a man and woman in one.
Let's just say we had a lot of Taemin fans after
oh my
their
gosh.
performance, and that was the first time they've seen him, so they didn't even know what to expect, and they're just wow. I think I got the hots for Taemin now.
I think I did because my gosh, there's no one that performs like him.
But that's just like a natural reaction, honestly.
Yeah, and it was like that last year too. I swear, I felt the exact same thing.
And I haven't listened to him since.
I was gonna say,
saw him last year.
Did not listen to a Taemin song from last year, but my gosh, it was like riding a bike.
It really is. But no, he was awesome.
He was great, perfect closer. That was day one. It was pretty quick. I feel like day one seems like it was a pretty quick concert.
The whole thing kind of seemed like it was pretty quick, honestly.
Yeah, it was a quick day, I think, and we were like, okay, let's go back and get in the hot tub. So I think we did that.
Yeah, we did.
So that was cool.
That's when we couldn't find any towels.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that was tough.
But then we come to Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
And on this day, the meet and greet stage was P1 Harmony, then Somi, then Craxy, then the dance battle thing.
Yeah.
Then Pal, then
like
Parkman
hours.
Young, and then Boy Next Door. And the KCON stage that day was the Dream Stage auditions for Inhypen, then Inmix, Hyolyn, Lauren, Boys Next Door, and BB and Jake, Tiger JK.
Yeah.
And I saw like the KCON stage for Inmix and Hyolyn. First off, goodness gracious.
Yeah.
And Lauren, obviously, and then after that, I really just didn't do anything after that. But I know you had some other stuff that you were doing.
I just went and saw Somi. I didn't have the meet and greet for this, so I was just in the back, or a few of us. We went and watched Somi on her meet and greet stage, she did a great job. She's a little nervous at first, but, she shook it off, and she did really great, played some games. And it was pretty crazy seeing Somi in person because you'd seen her so much just through, the internet, YouTube, whatever, ever since IOI. Like, we've known Somi a long time, right? And so it's pretty crazy to actually see her, like, in person. But she came out. The meet and greet was fun. She played some games. And it was cool that she talked about that, like, oh, I was here, blah, blah, with IOI. It's always nice when the people kind of shout out what they did before instead of some...
Like, pretending like it didn't
Because some TV groups don't mention it, which maybe they're not supposed to. The company's like, shut up. But it was kind of cool, Somi throwing it back. And then she kind of talked about some of her old photos and the eras and all that stuff. And then she... Yeah, it was fun. It was fun. I wish I could have got the high touch with her, but it was cool to see her perform. And I'm trying to think who in the... I know I saw Hyolyn. I saw Lauren with you.
Did you see Inmix on there?
Yeah, I got a buddy of Warren gave me he got me a ticket for NMIX, so we were really close for NMIX up on the side Samsung thing, which was freaking dope. That was awesome. They played Young Dung Stupid finally.
Because every day after the first one, I showed up after everybody else.
Yeah.
Because I didn't have anything to do, so I just came over, whatever.
Right.
And the one thing I wanted to see was Inmix that day, so I walked over and saw them. Right when they started their thing, so I was back.
Yeah, Warren just was like, here you go. And I was like, what is this? And then that's when I figured out that the Samsung stage thing was the best, so we had a really good spot to watch NMIX there. And that was just the best, because they play 5 songs. It's like amazing. It's perfect. And then they talk a little bit. They did a little like random, they'd like pick there's like an A-B dance that you want us to dance to, and then the crowd would cheer and they'd pick one, and it was so fun.
And then Hyolyn came on, which was really good.
Hyolyn was amazing.
Although we did have a wardrobe malfunction by a backup dancer.
That was not good.
They did keep that footage in the actual video on KCON, so I'm going to go check that out.
That was an interesting time.
I'm not really sure what the timestamp is on that, but there is a wardrobe malfunction by one of the backup dancers if you want to see that on
Luckily,
KCON.
Luckily, they were able to fix that
KCON
eventually. But Hyolyn was really great.
She kind of did some... I think the most fun thing she did for everybody, she did like a random wheel thingy. She did like a little 10-second cover of like some Sistar songs.
Yeah.
And like a song she didn't know what she was doing. So
everybody wanted the Sistar songs, and what do you know? They got some.
I think the funniest part was like, so there's this whole bit she did, which I think was kind of weird in my opinion. But she like self-shot a video of herself singing a song. I don't remember what the song was. And it was like for Samsung people.
Yeah.
So she like basically Samsung airdropped it to some random person in the crowd with the Samsung phone. So apparently that one person has this video.
It's pretty elite. I mean, it took a minute to send, but that was like the whole thing that a lot of the groups would do on that stage is they do like one of their songs. They'd all pull up the little like the staff would give them the Samsung flip phone, and they'd just do like a selfie. Which again, I don't know where all those videos are going to exist, because Hyolyn was the only one that was like, hey, I'm going to send it to someone. And, like, obviously you and I couldn't get it because we're
My favorite thing about it was, like, my personal phone. I'm like, first off,
She was the only one that said that.
I don't believe that. 'Cause
Yeah,
every
I know.
time I've ever seen any idol do anything, they have an Apple
They have
phone.
an Apple phone. Come on now. No, Hyolyn was the only one to be like, I'm gonna get my phone. We're like, don't joke. Like, come
Like,
on.
that's not your
MX
personal
didn't even
phone.
say that. Like, they're like, we're gonna film with these phones.
You know what's really funny? So I'm like, nobody has that phone. It's like the one that's like you flip open,
Yeah.
and like, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
I forgot what it's called. But actually, when I went to the card shop today, earlier during my lunch break to get some cards that I needed,
Yeah.
one of the guys that works there, he actually has that phone. Like, that's his actual
Yeah.
phone.
People at my work have it. It's pretty cool.
It is cool. I don't know if
I just
like
don't
it,
know
but
if I
it's cool.
could deal with the little middle bend part.
Yeah, I
If
don't
you
know. It's
could-
kind
I
of
think
weird.
it would, but
I do know when I've seen some people open it, it kind of looks normal. It's just like, how long does that last for? Like, I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, because you're constantly flipping it. It is cool, but that's like what they were. I mean, that was like the big sponsored thing, and they'd all come out. But she was like, "Give me my phone." I'm like, "Okay, this isn't yours."
Like, we know it's not yours.
But it was cool that she eventually got it to work, and so like someone got her little self-shot airdrop, whatever it's called for Samsung.
And then after
video.
that, we got to see Lauren, which we were really excited for. We talked about it in our podcast a couple weeks
The
ago.
fill-in for Isna.
And, of course, we got all this awesome performances. We get to hear all the songs we wanted to hear.
Yeah.
And the one thing we did not get to hear was Empty Trash by
Ah.
Lauren.
Nope.
Because apparently, he's releasing an album, and he just released an album before this happened. So he did not play any of the songs we wanted to hear.
It was and like Lauren.
was cool, though.
Yeah, Lauren. I mean, it was a legit like
Band.
band.
Like
I
him
mean,
and his-
drums,
his
bass,
boys.
guitars, like him and his band.
Very mysterious.
Yeah, Lauren, very mysterious.
He also, cut his hair and looks nothing like he used to when he first
No.
started. So, if he didn't say he was Lauren, I would have no idea it was him.
I would not have recognized him because he looks so different with his hair. But it really, I mean, he really kind of is just like a, I guess, solo but not like emo band. Like
Yeah.
that's pretty much what his music was. But it was cool. It was a vibe in there to listen to it. Like we really appreciated it. I'm sure the crowd was getting really big, and we're like, Lauren, okay. And then when it was over, we were like 3 of 5 people that were leaving, and we looked and we're like, oh, Boy Next Door's next.
Yeah, I know.
That makes sense.
I was like, hey, good for
I
him.
was like,
There's a
Lauren,
lot of
yeah.
people.
I was like,
Sick.
people vibing. And it's
Didn't
like,
know people
oh.
knew him.
We're like, okay.
Yeah.
Because usually, like, the M-Mixer one and stuff, like, when it was over, it's like a mass exodus because people are going back into the convention, and it was like us 3 leaving, and we're like, oh, Boys Next Door's next.
Yeah.
So that makes sense. But luckily, Lauren was cool. I wish we could have got to see Empty Trash. And that was all Lauren did. He was not on the main stage.
And then the only other person that I really know that people kind of wanted to stay and see was some of our friends really into K-dramas.
Yeah.
And I guess Park Min Young's a really popular K-drama actress.
Yes.
So they wanted to see her.
Yeah.
I've never heard of her.
We
I
did
don't know who
not.
she was, but
We did not stay around for that.
good for the people that are big fans of her.
We saw her later on, but we did not stay for that.
Then we got to the Crypto.com Arena M Countdown stages.
Yeah.
And today's special lineup was InHypen, InMix, GOD, Miai, TWS, and Joe Yuri. And honestly, looking back on it, that's a pretty stacked day. That was pretty crazy.
On paper, initially, we might have doubted it a bit, but it delivered. It was good.
Miai was really good. Very fun. They're going to be very popular.
Yeah.
That's the Japanese girl group
There
produced
you go.
winners.
Yeah. They're great.
With Kokoro from Cherry
Kokoro's there.
Bullet.
They're great. Their energy is pretty much what you would think it is. But
Just
it was
super happy,
super
upbeat.
happy, upbeat music. They sang one of their songs that was like not even out yet.
Which released literally like
It-
12 hours later.
It released like a day later of when they sang it at KCON. High five, check it out. But
Super
Miai was really good. They're very good.
Also, so InMix was
Yeah,
sick.
and Mix
They
was
were
awesome.
really good,
They're
like
always
always.
solid. Always solid.
They had a good mix of their songs too. Like
Mm-hmm.
they played Dash, then they played Dice, which I was super hyped about. 'Cause
Dice
I love
was
Dice.
great. Everyone loved Dice.
That was really good. Didn't they play another one?
Yeah, I don't remember.
I don't remember what it was, but I know they played Dash. That was sick. They
Yeah.
opened up the show with it,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and then they did Dice later on.
Yeah,
Was it Love Me Like This that they played?
might have been. Yeah, I think so. I just can't remember.
It's either that or Young Dumb Stupid. I think it was Love Me Like This because they played Young Dumb Stupid.
They played that at
the KCON
yeah,
stage.
which I was so hyped to finally hear that.
Also,
but
it could have been neither one of those, so
don't
quote me on
those
that.
other two were true though.
But it was
I know
one of
that.
them. It was one of those.
I know those other two happened.
But everybody was like super hyped for that.
Yeah.
Then we heard the greatest song of 2024 multiple times,
Oh yeah.
and that was Plot Twist by TWS.
Oh my gosh.
And let me tell you, if you thought people liked Boy Next Door,
Yeah.
they love TWS. even
TWX
more.
is. I don't even want to say they're the future. They're just now.
Like, they-
they are.
people
they
were
are
freaking
a big
out.
Deal. Again, another group that people just followed in mass in the the convention floor. They were really great. And that song is really great.
Hold on. Pause. Because I completely forgot on the first day, Zero Base 1 came out and performed like 2 songs for some reason.
Oh, yeah.
And they stopped and we're like, oh, they'll be back. Because last year they kind of like alternated, you know, did different stuff.
Right.
Never came back. I was so devastated. I was like, am I really not going to get to hear Feel the Pop? It's the one song.
We were really confused.
Out of every group, every song on the whole thing this year, all I wanted to hear is Feel the Pop Live.
Sure.
By Zero Base 1. And they didn't play it. I'm like, you've got to be freaking kidding me.
Right.
Like, this is horse crap.
Yeah.
I'm so mad. And then our friend Warren, who was sitting next to us, was like, this wasn't even their day. They're supposed to be here Sunday. I'm like, oh my gosh. I was like,
but I don't know if I just didn't look at the thing. I didn't know that.
I didn't either.
I swear. I mean,
I'm like, why are they even here?
I was like, why is Zero Base 1 here and they're done? They didn't even do anything. But they weren't. They were like special guests today. I was like, oh, well, that makes sense. So it'll be later. It was weird.
If you were looking at me, you would have never seen the light from someone's eyes
leave
so
horrible.
quick and then return
It was over
so fast.
It was so funny. But then I was also sad because I wanted to hear that too. But it just literally made no sense. Because the first day, the concert was like so quick. And we're literally, it was like...
We're like, is it over? Like,
it was like when there's sports and you're like, is there a foul? Is the game going to keep going? And you're like, it's done? No. And you're like, your team lost. And you're like, are you kidding me? Like, it didn't make any sense. But then Warren explained they are the special guests. They will be there the last day. And I'm like, okay.
I completely forgot about that. I was so devastated.
Yeah.
But,
that is true.
So anyways, so back to Saturday. Yeah, TWS, super sick.
Mm-hmm.
They were really good live. Everybody loved them. Joe Yuri, who's a soloist who came from Eyes One.
Yeah.
She also said she came from Eyes One, so that was pretty
She did.
She also gave us a spoiler that apparently she's an actress now.
Yeah.
And she's going to be in the next season of Squid Games.
Yeah.
That apparently is coming out in December. So
she said that.
That'll be exciting.
Yeah.
But she did really good.
Yeah,
I'm happy for her.
It was great. She did a couple songs.
I'm happy for her. She's actually been pretty successful.
Yuri has been a good soloist. She does acting. She's doing great for herself.
She's an all-arounder in her own words.
It was cool. I never thought I'd see her, so that was very fun.
But she did really good. Then we had, not the closer. This should have been the closer because I don't know how you follow this up.
Right.
But you had G.O.D.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, most electric performance I've ever seen in my life.
It was really good.
Like, the crowd was in a frenzy.
Like, they're just literal veterans that know how to get the people going.
The most exciting moment the whole time was there was these 2 ladies that were in front of us with like their older husbands.
Yeah.
Like they were like old fans. Like they loved G.O.D. Like they literally went there just to see them because they were not like there the day before and the day after they were not there either.
They were just there to see G.O.D.
So they bought these close tickets to see G.O.D. And when they came out and they opened up with like Road, they like dapped each other up so hard.
Yeah.
Like they were cheering so hard. I was like, I one day hope to be as excited as these girls are right now.
It was
like,
really cool. You could just tell that that's like the moment that they've been waiting for.
Like the epitome of their entire lives.
Like they were so happy. They were like making hearts to them and like just like, you know, you knew they weren't there for Hyphen or Zero Base. You knew who they were there for.
One lady literally like took off, like booked it out of the thing.
Yeah.
I thought she was like having like a panic attack or something. Like, she was so excited. And later on, Justin's like, hey, she's down there. She literally went like 3 rows off the floor.
Yeah, she got closer.
It was like jumping up and down, making hearts, like yelling at him. Like one of these girls come to see like Boy Next Door. Or,
it was
like,
so fun.
TWS, and she had to be like late 30s, 40s, you know?
Yeah.
Like she was like a huge fan. It was awesome.
It was awesome seeing someone so excited about it.
We always say we're very excited when people get to see like their ultimate groups because you just see the excitement in their faces. I've never seen anything like this. This is the wildest thing I've ever seen.
It was great. Like, it was, and G.O.D. was great. Man, they can sing.
Especially for, like, being in front of a group of, like, obviously way younger people than when they were famous.
Right.
And they're, like, even June was like, yeah, you guys might not appreciate this, but those songs are, like, classics, and this next song is the one that, like, started our career off.
Right.
And they sang Sky Blue Balloon.
Yeah.
And, like, they got the entire crowd,
everyone's
like, freaking
G.O.D.,
out.
Everyone's clapping.
Jumping up and down.
I mean, they, like, made it their concert. They really did.
Most energy I've ever seen in the entire
It was
people
really
were
freaking
out.
fun. They were perfect.
I was so excited.
Because, you know, you're like, okay, like, how's this going to go over? But, man, it was perfect. They were so good.
And then I'm like, really? You got to follow this up with somebody else? Like, how are you going to follow this?
Yeah, impossible.
But then we got In Hyphen.
Yeah.
And for those who don't know, In Hyphen is a group from a reality show called Island. The original Island.
First one.
And they were actually extremely popular.
Yeah.
And until last week, or 2 weeks ago, I didn't even realize how popular they were.
Right.
So, I mean, I know they got some good songs.
Mm-hmm.
And I was really looking forward to them playing EXO, because
Yeah.
that song is a freaking banger. And we were talking about how after you do the halfway through songs through the year, I always find a song that's like really good I didn't like listen
Right.
to beforehand. And apparently that's a song this year, because
It's
we
like-
listened to it like the day
It was like
afterwards.
very new. I think the album just came out not too long ago, but it's good.
It's really good.
It's such a cool song. It's cool to see it live.
And then they played their Dream Stage song. I don't know what it was. It might have been.
Ooh, I do not.
Was it
remember.
Sweet Venom? I
Maybe.
think, or
Yeah.
Bite Me. It was one of those.
They're just the vampires up there.
Yeah, but all their songs were really good. Like they hit really hard.
They did a great job. The energy is insane.
They had a lot of
Insane
fans in
energy.
the crowd.
Gosh,
I really
it was
wish
loud.
they were going to play Fever, but we didn't get that. But that
Yeah.
might have been a little too much for the younger audience.
Yeah.
But no, they were really good. I don't know. Just my opinion, it's really hard to follow the greatest performance I've ever seen in my life. But they did a good job. Everyone was really excited for them to be out. Like, I'm not going to lie.
Everyone was very excited for Unhypen.
When they came out, people screamed so loud, it like pierced my eardrums.
Yeah, there was times when I could not hear because of just the loudness being so loud. It like was deafening that you just couldn't hear anything. Like I don't know. It happened a lot. Like it was definitely ruckus in there for them.
It really was.
But they put on a great show.
And then after that was the end of day 2, and we went home and we went swimming.
We went swimming again. Day 2 seemed a little bit longer of a concert. Reminded me a little more like last year, kind of how the pace and everything went. I don't know why it was longer or not, but it just kind of reminded me more of like last year KCON, because the first day just seemed like so short.
It did seem like it was really quick.
But it was good. Yeah, we still had time to go swimming.
Then we went to day 3, and the meet and greet stage was Stacy, Hyolyn, Isaac Hong, Kim So-hyun, a dance battle, TWS and Miai.
Yeah.
And then the KCON stage was Stacy, Ace, GOD, and TWS.
Yeah.
So I showed up way later on this day because everybody else was way there because they did.
Yeah, we all left kind of early because we wanted to get. Well, I left early with some people because we wanted to make sure we could go to Samsung and get the Stacy ticket to be on the side thing again, to be close for that. And luckily we were early enough because it's only a select number of tickets. So luckily we were early enough to there. We went through, figured out how to get our little stamp, learned about the translation of the phone thing, and we got our Stacy tickets, so we were good there. And then we went right to the meet and greet and watched that. And a lot of us actually had the high touch for that one. Most of us did, I think. But yeah, Stacy was really awesome over there. They're just perfect, all of them. I have a new appreciation for Cheeky Icy Thang. Heard it a lot, but it was good. It was good. They played it there. We heard a cake on stage and on the M Countdown. But I have a new appreciation for that song. We got the high wave. It was awesome. I got my selfie with Isa, which was crazy. Isa with a bob. She let us know every single time, but it's perfect because it suits her so well. And yeah, that was kind of like the squad high touch right there. Like almost everyone got the high touch for Stacy because that was kind of our like main event girl group the last day. But it was good. And then yeah, after that we just pretty much went right to got ready for the KCON stage. I think after that I got into the Lions Friend thing because the line wasn't a mile long, and I bought some stuff there for me and some other people. And then we went over to watch Stacy on the little side. You know, we used our ticket and we were like pretty much a person away from the barricade on that. So they were like so close to us. It was crazy.
And then that's when I showed up, and I was in the back and I watched.
Yeah.
I was like, I mean, not that close, but I was for like the second row of the barricade in the back. So I mean, I was still pretty close to the thing.
It's just, I don't know.
I'll
never get over how cool that stage is.
Like the barricade thing this year is kind of was okay because I mean it's good they separated the different tiers.
Yeah.
The only thing I don't like about it is like when they came out, there's such a large gap in between the layers of people.
Yeah.
That just seemed like there was nobody there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because Zeg was like in the middle row, not where you were, but like the one behind you.
Yeah.
But between you and between Zeg and then us, there was a huge empty space of people. Because you couldn't move people up because the barricades are in the way.
Yeah.
So if you're going to go out and you're Stacy and you're like walking on the little catwalk thing, you're like, wow, there's like 30 people that showed up sick. You're like, oh, why are all those people in the back? You know, it's like a huge gap.
It just like was separated by the metal barricade things.
Yeah, so that was kind of, I don't know, that's the only thing I didn't like about it, just because it was kind of weird for the artist, in my opinion.
Yeah.
To come out and just look super empty because there's just such a large gap between all the people.
Uh-huh.
But they did a really good job. Their stuff was fun.
Yeah, it was really cool seeing them on there. We almost got them to dance to EXO, but everyone wanted NCT instead. It was close.
And then pretty much after that, there really wasn't a ton of stuff that happened. A lot of people like left.
We were kind of like done, and we were like kind of debating. I mean, because some people did go back.
Because I wanted to see God on the KCON stage.
Yeah.
But then I kind of got distracted by making the QR photo card things.
So, because, we kind of huddled up. I mean, some of us were like, some people wanted to go back. I was like, I kind of just want to walk around. I mean, it's the last day. Might as well just kind of embrace it a little more.
And we went and used our press pass things one last time.
Then we went and sat in the press room a little bit. Looked at some of the cool fan art area. They had a little kind of upstairs. They had a cool fan art area, the different groups people made. And then, as we were kind of leaving to do that, first, one of our friends, Brett, showed us a card that he made. And it was like a plastic photo card with a photo that if you scanned it, like a video would play. And we're like, we got to figure this out. And boy, that was just an adventure.
Yeah, that was kind of a whole thing.
Because we were like, oh, well then, it was like, okay, we have a little bit until God. Maybe we'll just go watch them in the back, right? But, man, trying to figure out that photo card thing took so long, but they were so cool once we got it. It was like the coolest thing ever.
It was weird because somehow right where the stuff was happening at, the internet did not work at all.
Yeah, it was just like an app or a thing you're supposed to scan. It takes you to a website. You upload a quick video. You could do up to 30 seconds, and then you upload like a cover photo, and it would create the photo card for you, and you could scan it, and the video would play. But our phones just did not work. We had to scan and walk a block away.
Yeah, I don't know
for the thing to work. But we got it too, and then of course one of the machines broke, so it took way longer. But
honestly, to make the two cards I had, it probably took me 35 minutes each.
I was gonna say an hour and a half.
It took a long time. It took
so long. During that time, I guess we technically from afar saw TWS up on their stage and part of MII too.
Yeah, we did.
we just were so locked in on trying to get this done. But they're really cool. It was a very cool thing that I don't remember them having before. So, and some of our friends made some other ones too.
I played the little hammer game thing.
Yeah, you won the anime cards.
Anime shirtless guy cards are pretty cool.
Yeah, it was it was literally old timey carnival.
Yeah, I got
hit the thing and it flies up and hits the bell. And
if you're strong enough, the strong man.
You crushed it. It didn't take a lot to make it. Because when we were waiting in line, we just watched people do it over and over and over. So
some people didn't do it.
Some people didn't.
I watched people fail.
Some people missed. Some people threw the thing and hit the workers. It was quite the adventure. So
not as easy as one would think.
One fun fact I want to say about the workers who were great at the different booths is when the groups would come out and do stuff at certain areas, they would just get so excited.
Yeah, they would.
When TWS came out, the girl that was working at the card thing when I was in line, she just turned and we're not really close, it's far away, but she turned and just gave a big heart and jumped up and down. It was they're just fans
it's funny, yeah. They come from Korea to work these things. And they just big fans
they're so excited about the groups being there too. So that's pretty.
Especially the girls at
pretty fun.
The K-pop Nation place and the other K-pop place were super excited when Zero Base One was walking by.
Yeah,
that was yelling and jumping up and down.
I remember we were literally walking through. I forgot which day it was, but there was a big old thing of people gathered, and we're like, "What is this?" And we turned, and a minute later, Zero Base One walked right by us. We're like, "Oh, that's pretty cool." I will say, I don't know who they were waiting for, but they were waiting for a group to come off the Connect stage. So there was a giant thing. It wasn't Zero Base One. It was another day, and it was people on each side waiting for them to walk to the back because that's where they had to go.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? I'm going to see what this feels like real quick, even though I know no one's going to pay attention to me. So I just went and walked down the whole thing by myself in the middle of all the people. I was like, oh, yeah, I feel like the man right now. And I was like, no one's looking at me.
The press pass.
I was like, don't worry. I'm allowed to walk here because the group didn't get done yet. So I was literally by myself, and there's hundreds of people on each side trying to...
That's pretty
People
fun.
really would wait for them to walk. We watched Zero Base One, and the people went freaking crazy. I was like, I don't know if there's enough security, but it was good. It was really fun. Yeah, and we figured that out, and then that was pretty much our convention last day. Then we went back and hung out for a minute at the hotel before we came back.
Yeah, then we came back, and this was the big one, because this was one that was nationally televised on the CW. Which apparently my mom recorded. So yeah. I guess I can go watch it and find us, because I know we're in there a couple of times.
Yeah, we're on some of the camera shots. We saw one of our other friends too, so we want to see if we're in there anymore.
We'll have to go watch that. Although I do know one of our friends watched that when we went out and went swimming again,
Yeah.
and he said that there's maybe like 25% of the actual shows like being shown. So
Sure.
we got a lot more of it in real time than what was actually shown, which is cool.
It was funny. Well, it started a lot earlier, like 2 hours earlier.
Oh yeah, super early.
So we were done, and it was still light outside. So we're like, well, time to swim.
Yeah, it was done at like 8 o'clock.
It was done. Time to go swim. It was light. We took our
Because
group photos.
it like ended at 10 o'clock like Central Time.
Sure.
And 10 o'clock Central Time is 8 o'clock in LA. So.
Yeah. I mean, it was literally still just like evening. So we went and swam. Actually, first we went back to the hotel and immediately turned it on and started to watch.
Yeah, we did.
We watched like a decent little portion of what we just saw. So that was cool. But then we went swimming again.
And that day's lineup was NCT 127, Zero Base One, Stacy, Somi, and Zico. So that was like the stacked one. And then we got performances from like the other groups that were there.
Yeah.
So we got like Hyolan had a stage with BB.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure TWS came back.
Yep. We heard Plot Twist again.
Oh, yeah.
Miai was there.
Yes, they were.
Was that it? That might have
been it.
I don't know. I was there. Did I say that?
Yeah. We missed, like, if there was pre-show people of some other groups, maybe we didn't see that.
Because we got held up, like, security was super weird that day, but we finally got in. The only thing we really missed of any, like, substance was NCT was, like, the opening one with their one song, and they played Kick It.
Of course.
And we missed that, which,
Of
I mean,
course.
we saw.
Luckily, we saw with a lot more
video.
people, a lot more everything, so.
But yeah, so that happened. Aquafina was there. She was, like, the host.
Yeah, she was the host and did, like, one thing and was
and
done.
was, like, gone.
I thought she was going to be, like, the whole time, but no.
Then we had Stacy, who did Cheeky Icy Thing.
Yeah.
What was the other songs they did?
Did they do ASAP and then Cheeky Icy Thing?
It was something like that. I just know that they didn't do Bubble, and I was really disappointed.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a bummer, is we didn't get Bubble. I thought
They did play Teddy Bear when they were on the KCON stage.
That was cool. I
But we
thought
did not get
we'd get
Bubble.
Bubble somewhere, but we just didn't this time.
Also, it's kind of weird because in some of these ones, they would, like, you know, introduce themselves, like, hey, we're Stacy,
Yeah.
you know, this is our members. But since they're doing it for, like, the show on TV,
Yeah.
they, like, rushed through their stuff really fast and just left. They didn't, like,
Stacey
introduce
kind of went
themselves.
really quick. They did a couple songs, and then they did come back later to do something.
And then I do know, like, since we watched, like, part of it on the TV, too, it's like when we were watching them do, like, their second or third songs,
Yeah.
that's when, like, live, it was, like, a commercial. Like, they're playing the little, like, video of, like, Jaehyun talking about the popularity of Korean music and stuff.
Yeah.
So, when we were seeing the extra songs after the first one, everybody on TV was, like, watching a commercial or, like,
Right.
a little tape thing that they did. And then when they came back, it'd be a whole new group.
And
so.
like that, and Jaehyun's had these, like, it was like him in, like, this makeshift office with light sticks kind of explaining K-pop.
Yeah, like,
and
why
for
it's
all of
popular.
us there, mostly, you kind of understood, but we had to remember that this was, like, for the national TV audience who has no idea what this is. So it's kind of like an explanation of, like, hey, this is what this is. This is what the fans mean.
Honestly,
this is what photo cards
So
are. Like,
honestly, so when he's explaining all this stuff, like super basic stuff, you know, to people,
yeah,
that wouldn't understand what's going on, they're like, talking about it, like the meanings behind it, like why all this stuff is happening, you know,
Sure.
everything. I'm like sitting there watching it, and I'm like, you know what? This is actually hit me in my feels pretty good. Like, my gosh, it is true. This is very deep stuff. It's more than just like listening to like music. You like.
Well, I think too, there was a few moments over KCON when it was like, you know, it was like hitting you deep. You're like, okay, this is like real stuff that we've been into for a while now. So you kind of like felt that. And when he kind of explains some of those things, you're like, yeah, like I know this. We've done this for years
Yeah,
now.
like this is like really like it is
we-
deeper than just going and listening to a song.
Yeah,
like this is like.
It's not just some like thing that you don't understand because it's a different language. It's a thing you understand because of how special it is and how important the people are to you and how important we are to them as fans.
I have told multiple people
it
before.
It was very cool. It was
that have
good.
like asked me about K-pop and like stuff and like when I listen to everything.
Yeah.
And I've told people too that like the hardest thing to explain to somebody is K-pop to someone who does not understand K-pop.
It's hard. It is difficult.
Because for a lot of people, they'll like just listen to music and like, oh yeah, I like the song.
Yeah.
And, like that's it. You know, they don't care about the person doing it. They don't.
Yeah.
You know, do any like watch behind the scenes videos or vlogs or anything like you know get to know the personalities. It's like, oh yeah,
Right.
Maroon 5's a cool group. I like Maroon 5. Like.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, it's like explaining K-pop to someone who doesn't understand K-pop or like how it works, like any of the deeper stuff behind it.
Yeah.
It's like impossible because they're never gonna understand it. Like
Yeah.
they don't get it.
So that's what
Like it sounds mean, but it's true. I've tried it multiple times. It does not work.
and that's like
And he's like explaining it, and you're like, yeah, there's a lot of deeper meaning to this stuff than like just listening to music.
right.
Like, dude, you're right. Like this is like deep stuff.
It was awesome. Like, those videos were really great.
They were really good.
It was fun. It was really enjoyable because, we'd sit down and just kind of watch him talk. And, like, it's, again, stuff but stuff that you're kind of reiterated there.
Because you don't really think about it. Cause you know it.
Because we're at a point where we're continuously moving forward as a fan. So, like, we're not thinking about these things of, like, when we started or even at early points, because we've been doing it for a while.
And then it's so, like, flashbacks, like, older groups, like Big Bang, or, like,
man.
even, like, Girls' Generation, or, like, other groups that, like, started it and stuff. And I'm like, dang, this is, like, deep stuff. Like,
it
legit.
is.
I keep saying it, but it's, like, legit. Like,
it was really
hitching
cool.
the feels, like, deep down inside.
It was cool, and they'd have little quotes from other artists that even weren't at KCON in the video packages.
And talk about, like, what K-pop meant to them, and, like, what their favorite part was.
And they're, like, the people that inspired them, and just how, like, the fans, and just how it all is, like, a connected effort here of just, like, making something special of what it is. So they were really cool videos. It was good. I really enjoyed watching them, listening to Jane kind of speak on that. And, again, for someone at home, that was kind of like an explanation of some of, like, the basics of, like, hey, this is what this is what the fans do. And
it really just made you look deep, like, into yourself.
It was good. I mean, it just, like, it's, like, cheesy, but it's, like, we're all in this together type of thing, right? Like,
yeah,
we're all different.
There and you're like,
everyone's from a different walk of life. Everyone's a different age. Everyone's a different, like, whatever you have going on in your life. We're there for that moment.
And like, all these people are here, like, feeling the same stuff we are.
There's people who, a lot of us don't even understand this language until we, like, look it up. But it connects us all, and that's, like, what's important, and that's what he was saying, why we're here, and it's fun and enjoyable, and it's, like, a joy in life, and that's what is, like, good. So that kind of feeling is like, oh, it's like a peace inside. You're like, okay, I really like this thing. Like, it was good stuff, and I learned, too, that they probably, instead of having any artists at the show, could just play old videos of, like, any group on the screen, and people freak out. It was so 100%. Funny. It was like Blackpink comes on for a second, fucking so loud.
Just play music videos.
Like, oh, if you show anyone from BTS, that place is gonna break down. Like
17.
Like RM. Gosh, it was really well done. Like, the people who, I guess, designed or crafted the situation, whatever, they did a great job.
Somehow none of our elimination or video reactions made it into any of the clips.
There was one where they showed a couple for. Yeah, because they kind of went through the elimination thing.
And they showed us, like, all of them. They showed us, like, legit, like, Boys playing it, Girls playing it, Island 2, like, random. I'm like, how do we not end up in any of those?
I know. I was like, what? And they did show, like, a little longer few seconds of the Island 2. I was like, oh, why couldn't those girls be here? That would have been the best. Like, it would have been super cool. But it was cool. It was very well done. Thank you, Jae-Hun, for giving me that.
Yeah, I know, right? That's one of those moments.
There was a few moments. There was multiple moments throughout the weekend and the shows that it did hit me, and I'm like, okay, this is good. This is a good thing.
Okay, so after that happened, that was, like, all going on at the same time as this. Somi came out.
Oh my goodness!
And she is a queen.
Gosh,
so sassy.
Love her. She was a host second day too. My gosh, you look great, girl.
Let me tell you, she's
so gorgeous.
She really, like, plays up to the crowd. Like, she gets it.
She was real natural as, like, a host and a performer.
She did Fast Forward for
sick. Gosh, one of my favorite performances.
And it was like a cool like dance remix. So she was, like, getting it out there.
Yeah, it had some, like, breakdown type of things. Like, it was really good.
Then she did Dum Dum.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. And then she did. It was like a cover song of something.
I think it was hers, but I don't remember the name of it. It's like a slower pace.
Is it? I don't know.
I don't remember.
But yeah, she did that, and then I don't know if Zero Base One came on before or after her, but Zero Base One came out
before. I don't know.
Actually, I think it was because Somi came out after that.
Yeah, I think Zero Base One was before, and
I mean, it doesn't really matter, but
yeah.
Zero Base One came out and they did Feel the Pop and like the freaking roof blew off the place. I was so excited.
That was it.
I was probably as excited to hear that as I was to hear Wada Da. I was like looking forward to that so much.
They did it.
But they came out, everyone was freaking out. There were so many people that were fans of Zero Base One.
Yeah.
So I came out from
I like them.
What do you want to call it?
Yeah, when they did Psycho.
Yeah, they came back and did Psycho. And they like came from like the crowd.
They had like multiple people at different ages or areas of the arena kind of come to the stage, and then like a few guys rise from the middle. That cover was amazing.
Yeah, their cover of Psycho was
Holy
unbelievably
crap.
good.
Maybe my favorite performance of the whole thing. I mean, Psycho was always a song ever since Red Velvet released it that honestly, like, I don't know if it was just like the time in life I heard it or what, but it like always kind of got me a little in the feels. So hearing it live, especially like, I mean, ZB1
By the ZB boys.
They did a great job, and I honestly was like, again, like it was hitting deep, it was cutting deep, but they did a super good job. It was a very cool cover.
So that was really good. Zero Base One killed. Everyone loves their Zero Base One.
Yeah, they were really popular.
Then the most surprising one for us was Zico.
Yeah,
He also came out of the crowd,
he did.
but he came out freaking sick.
Yeah, he was very cool.
I really wasn't sure what to expect. There's so many solo people, you know.
Yeah.
And I mean, they're all like professional performers, so they are good.
I know, like everyone's gonna be solid.
But he was really good.
Yeah.
And then when he did the Dream Stage for the New Thing song was awesome.
Yep.
He came out to Spot, which was like a song with Jenny, and everybody freaked out.
Yeah,
like
everyone
the
loves
crowd
that
like
song.
erupted for that one. And then the best was we got to see Any Song, which is like the song that started like the whole like dance challenge
Oh my gosh.
trend years ago.
Yeah.
Never thought I'd hear that live.
I never thought I heard that live either. It was wild.
It was awesome. But he really got the crowd going. His Dream Stage, I think, was my favorite.
Yeah.
Because, like, he'd have, like, the people come on and they just, like, freestyle dance for a
Yeah.
little bit and everyone's getting hyped.
His was the best one. It was the most like energetic one. It was good.
So he was really good live. He brought the energy. Oh, I forgot. Also, there was, like, a cool stage. It was, like, BB and Hyolyn.
Yeah.
Basically, BB came on and performed a song, which we heard earlier, like, the other day.
Yeah.
I was really hoping for Casino. Didn't get it. That's fine. We got a lot of other good stuff. That was an old song.
Right.
But then Hyolyn came out with the most surprising song of the day, and she did her So What remix from Queendom.
Yeah. Never in my life did I think I would hear that. But it was awesome.
Oh, it was so
Because
good.
it was amazing on Queendom, and it was amazing live.
I did not ever think I'd hear that
Like,
live.
that was kind of mind-blowing that we actually got to experience that.
I was like, of all the songs she could
Hyolyn
have
is a
picked,
real pro. She's a real pro.
that's what she picked.
Yeah.
It is crazy. We did talk about it, that some of these like older idols, like Hyolyn, Taemin, they just have like this.
Even G.O.D., I mean,
They
like,
just have like this professional like aura about them. Like,
yes.
they like, I don't know how to explain it. Like they just have it. Like
They
they
just-
got the
they-
it factor. Like they're just like,
It's just there, and they know how to get the absolute most out of the crowd.
because even compared to like, I mean, Somi and Yuri are both also good soloists.
Yeah.
But
it's just different,
And even
though.
BB, but it's just like it's like
just
not
different.
the same.
It's just different. I don't know if it's just like, I don't know. It's hard to say. I mean, is it like, it's just a different training back then compared to now, or what? Or
But
like,
you can feel it. Like you can tell.
Just
like,
even on like the KCON stage for Hyolyn, you're like, this person is like a true pro at every aspect of what she does. And again, not trying to bash anyone else because everyone is a pro and does a perfect job, but it's just a little different. It is an
different.
aura. It's an
literally
aura.
hits
Like,
different.
that Taemin for sure, and I'd say even God. Like they just know how to be an entertainer.
It's the best because God came out and got the crowd going, and like the whole like arena erupted.
Yeah.
And they literally did no choreo except for like weird little dance they did in one song.
Yeah.
And just like we're singing and just like hyping the crowd up.
Yeah.
Like they did not. They literally did like the bare minimum and got like the most out of
Yeah,
everybody.
they just used great vocals and just like still had amazing stage presence. Like it was pretty incredible.
It really was a sight to see. It was wild.
But that was Hyolyn did a great job.
And then we finally got the main attraction of everybody for the show.
Yep.
NCT 127.
127.
Now let me tell you, no matter where you go, any show, there's always just an army of NCT light sticks.
Yeah, the green is
like
everywhere.
the netizen people or NCTs, whatever they're called.
Netizens, I don't know.
They're like everywhere.
Yeah.
Like they're so popular.
There was so much green around the convention that day, so you just knew there was going to be a lot of green in that crowd. Like,
and that was like probably the loudest I've heard anybody the whole.
yeah, it was people.
The whole
went
weekend was
crazy.
for NCT.
People went crazy for NCT. It was awesome.
And then they did. It was weird because they came out and did like Walk, like their newer song, right?
Yeah.
And then they did like a whole like segment where they're like saying goodbye and thanks for joining us and everything. I'm like, that's weird. Like, is the show
It was
over
very
already?
weird. We're like, what?
Like, what's going on? Like, it's like literally like 7 o'clock. Like, what's happening
so
right
early.
now? But then we found out later that was like the ending of the broadcast.
Yeah.
And then they stopped that, and then they actually went in and did the performances
They did like 3 more
for the
songs
rest
or
of the
something.
show.
Yeah.
And they did like fact check, freaking sick. And then they just set the roof on fire. And they did 2 baddies.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, everyone was freaking
Yeah.
out.
Everyone loves it.
Oh my gosh.
That was when it was just like so loud you like can hardly even hear anything.
You can barely hear them singing. It's like the beat's so loud, they're going so hard, and it's like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh. NCT just really knows how to bring the pain.
They do, and they're also very much veteran idols too. So they.
Yeah, I didn't realize that they've been around that long. They said
Yeah.
they haven't been here since, what was it, like 20...
It was like 7 years ago or something.
Yeah,
it was a while.
It was a long, like 2017 or something like that.
Something like that.
And I know they've been a debut group for a long time now. So, and they didn't even have their main star attraction because Taehyung's in the army right now.
Yeah, we saw him last year, but he is gone now.
And so they're one man down, and they still just freaking rocked it.
Lemonade was freaking.
Oh my gosh,
destruction.
Lemonade! That's what they played. Oh my goodness,
Lemonade was destruction.
that's probably like one of my top 3 like favorite songs by them.
Yeah,
and they
Lemonade's
like
dope.
the bass just hit so hard. Oh my gosh, they were so good.
It's just awesome when it's just so loud you can hardly even hear, but because the bass is so booming, you know where you're at in the song. So it's like, oh yeah, it's just everybody was so excited for NCT.
I will say one person standing next to us was not as excited as the rest of us, but that's okay.
Yeah,
You can't like them all, you know.
can't like them all. I do love that light stick though.
I will say NCT will always be one of my top favorite boy groups.
Yeah.
And if you need to like really remember that, that's the only boy group we've ever gone to see a solo concert for.
Yep,
on purpose.
NCT 127 Chicago.
It was like 4.5 hours.
Like January freaking 22. I don't know.
It was a while ago.
It was a U.S. tour of like 3 stops, and we were one of them. And we saw them at the United Center.
on like a Monday night,
At like a almost sold out United Center, and it was really cool.
like 2 months after we saw Blackpink.
Yep, it was very, very cool.
I will say our streak of not hearing Simon Says continues, so look out for that. Maybe one day we'll get
KCON
that.
next year? I don't know. So you just don't know at KCON because it's kind of just, I don't know, like whatever they're feeling that day or whatever.
Because yeah, you'd think they played their best songs or they played their new songs, but it's just up in the air. I don't know.
Sure.
But yeah, freaking NCT was awesome.
It was
Love
like-
NCT. Mark's the man.
It was like a perfect way to kind
Johnny's the man.
of close things down.
We saw Teo. We
did.
not see him, so we've at least seen all the members of NCT.
Yeah,
127?
just not all together.
It's not all at once. I don't know if that's ever going to happen
Yuta's
at
always
this point.
Yuta's always crazy out there.
Yeah, Yuta's super emo looking all
He's
the time.
like crazy emo outfits, but they're sick. I really like those guys a lot.
They did bring, like I said, the energy. And I was mentioning earlier in the day that In Hypen was cool, and also Taemin's awesome. But the ending part for me was like lacking that like really energetic punch to like
Yeah.
get you hyped to leave, you know?
Yeah.
Because last year we had our enders were ATs
Oh yeah,
one night and then Stray Kids one night
yeah.
and Taemin the other night. But those guys were just like off the charts energetic
Like-
the whole time.
Like Taemin, like this year was the closer for the first night last year, and he's a really good closer for the first night because it's like legend Taemin.
Like, that was sick.
You're like that was sick, but like as far as just like you think the arena's gonna collapse because people are just so energetic and loud. ATs and Stray Kids each made those their concert.
Ridiculous.
Like they made it theirs, and that's what I kind of feel like NCT did, where they like made KCON like NCTs.
Maybe one day In Hypen will be there, but they were not
I think
there.
they absolutely can be. I
For
just
me.
think, or like maybe ZB1 one day, but like it is just that next level of
or
like,
P1 Harmony, but I don't.
because like I just remember seeing ATs and then Stray Kids, and then you just think like, you don't forget everyone else, but you're like, this is their show. Like they're putting on the show. They are the main event. They're the last person.
That's
for a
why we're
reason.
here.
And that is what NCT did too. That's what I felt.
They should have flip flopped In Hypen and God on night 2
Yeah,
because that would
That'd've
have been
been
sick.
that would have been good.
Because God definitely got everybody hyped.
Yeah.
Imagine leaving that night after hearing Sky Blue Balloons.
That would have been cool. That would have been cool. I mean, you still, yeah. I mean, Enhypen was a really good closer. It just wasn't quite that level of like, this is owning it 100%, making it yours, and like everyone knows it, right? Like, that's what I felt like NCT, Stray Kids, ATs, those guys did that, and then Taemin does it in his own type of way.
Yeah.
It's not quite the same, but it's definitely his own type of way. So.
But no, that was really good. It was a really good show. Everybody did really
It was
good.
really
The show
fun.
was really sick.
It was really fun. I had a great time.
I mean, even though it wasn't our favorite lineup, I mean, you know it's going to be awesome because it's a K-pop show and everybody's
Right, and there's still like people we just absolutely love.
I mean, there was like groups that I've never heard before that were really good. So
like
what you gonna do?
It was fun. I got everything I wanted from the convention. Got everything I wanted from the concert, really. And yeah, after that night, we were done at like, what, 7:38? So we went back and went swimming.
Yeah, we stopped at the grocery store and then
We had plenty of time. It was literally light out, and we're like, what do we do? We're done.
went home and went swimming for a while.
Yeah, so that was, it was really, really fun. It was a great time. Honestly, I don't know. I mean, last year or the 2 years ago was really fun too, but I just really enjoyed this year a lot.
What was your favorite people? Like your favorite performances?
I think I'm gonna go top 3, and I'm gonna go Wa Da Da, because that was just like not thinking I'm gonna hear it to hearing it was perfect. And again, I really do think Kepler brought like a different energy that was like just kind of more in your face. Wa Da Da is so good. And then I gotta go with ZB1 performing Psycho, because that was just an amazing experience altogether, and them like honoring Red Velvet in that way. And then I'm going Lemonade as my third, tied with Sky Blue Balloon or whatever it's called. But no, Lemonade was really cool because the bass was just bumping.
I'd say, so I would mind just as overall performances in general. That's like individual ones.
Yeah.
I'd say my top 1 was NCT.
Yeah.
Number 2 is GOD. And I'd say number 3 was probably Kepler.
Yeah.
Those are like my favorite ones that we saw.
Yeah.
I mean, they're all good, but...
Everyone, and that's the thing, everyone's good.
That's the thing. It's like when NCT was done, it like left like a lasting impression on you. We're like, that was freaking sick.
Yeah.
So, and GOD was awesome. And then Kepler, like I said, was like super good. So those would be my top 3 that I think from this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, good job. It was cool. I will say, after seeing everybody else commenting in the chat and stuff, I think I'm the only one who is not suffering from like post-concert depression.
I definitely am.
But that might just be because the actual like experience itself of being there for like 6 days was not my favorite.
Yeah.
For multiple reasons. Not the show, but just multiple reasons.
It was weird because like there was moments when I was like, man, we're here a long time. But then as we kind of got into this stuff and like did it and it was like over, I was like, I just want to do it again. Like it hit me pretty hard, honestly. It still kind of does, like a lasting.
It also might just be also a mixture of that and the fact that I really didn't have anything I was going to do. Like we knew going into it, I really didn't have anything to do going to it. Mm-hmm. So I wasn't like trying to go to any meet and greets or see anybody. I was literally just there to be there.
Yeah.
And I was also really looking forward to it being over so I could go see Purple Kiss.
Yeah.
So I'm really looking forward to seeing Purple Kiss in like a month. Well, not even a month. Like
yeah, we have a few weeks, really.
22 days.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like I liked it. It wasn't like bad or anything. It's just, it's cool. I liked it. It was fun.
Yeah.
If you were like, do you want to go do the same experience again, like next week? I'd be like, not at all.
I would 100% do it. See, that's what I would 100% do it.
The positives would not outweigh the negatives for me.
I didn't know for sure, but like literally.
I also slept for like 4 hours every day.
Literally when it was done, yeah, sleeping there sucks. I don't know why. It's just that stupid time change.
I also had other people that were staying with me that really ruined my sleeping, so that kind of
thanks, Josh.
Was the worst. There's a lot of the factors that factored in.
It was a thing. No, I would 100% do it again. I don't know. It was like. It was really enjoyable. I really enjoyed it a lot. Probably, I guess, more than last year, even though last year had more people that I guess liked more than this year. But it was really a good time. Because kind of going in, we're like, okay, KCON, cool. Like, and obviously next year we are going to really kind of see what the lineup is. But I was like, maybe we won't do it next year. But now I'm like, I would totally not mind doing it next year again. Maybe not in the exact same way we did it this year.
If we were just going to go see the show again,
yeah,
then yeah, that'd be cool.
Like I just every part of KCON I just had a really fun time, and everything like worked out. It was smooth. I got everything I wanted. I got to be close for when I wanted to be close. I got to see what I wanted to see, all the idols I wanted.
Also, don't get me wrong, KCON was great.
Yeah,
the parts outside of KCON were not great.
Yeah.
So, like I said, if we're just gonna go see the show itself, like we did last year. Sure, let's go do that. That'd be sick. The show was awesome, but if it's gonna go do the whole like 6 days over there with a bunch of people, not doing it.
Yeah, we'll just. I mean, you never know. We got about a year, so we'll see what's up.
Would I go see God again? Yes.
I was gonna say like I just feel like there's we'll see whatever the lineup is one day, and if isn't there, then like I do not think I like LA, but I will say after this trip, I think I respect you now. I think I respect LA a little more.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of LA either. I don't think it's as... We've talked about it before. Even we went this year, not as busy as Chicago, not even close to being as busy as Chicago.
But it's like weird because I don't really like it. but I kind of like it more than I did just because, like, I don't know, maybe it's because I got to see the Kobe statue. We did a little bit more exploring, too, in the city, which was nice. Like, we went to the grocery store, went to the Target thing, which was dope. But I think I respect LA a little bit more than I did before. But I had a blast. I thought it was very fun. I thought it was a good time. Yeah, maybe next year we don't go so long, but that's okay.
And other people that we went with had a great time.
And
too.
So
I think it's just me.
And honestly, I really just loved the swimming part.
That was actually
that was
nice.
fun. Just chilling by the pool, especially after the show, after you like go through the whole convention day and then the Loud concert, and we're just like in the hot tub. Like, that's pretty damn good. Like, that's decent. But I mean, that's like a year away, so we'll see what's up then. But it was a good time. It was a real good time, except for Isna not being there.
Yeah, I mean,
I will never be over that. I will say it all the time. I'm sorry. I will never be over Isna not being there.
Although I will say,
we got Triple S Light 6, so that was fun.
In comparison to what I thought it would be based off the lineup we had, it was a lot better than what I thought.
Oh, absolutely.
It's definitely way better than I thought going into it.
Everyone brought it. Everyone did a great job. Nothing was lacking at all. So, yeah, it was sick.
Maybe it'd be more exciting, like I said, if I had more stuff to do.
Yeah.
Like, I was looking forward to, like, seeing more people doing meet and greets and stuff.
Yeah.
But I really just didn't have any of that stuff I wanted to do. So, like I said, I was really just going to hang out at the convention. And you can only walk around and see the same stuff so many times before just kind of like, I'm going to go home.
Right. That's fair. I mean, it's fair. To each their own. But you got tattooed. That was sick.
Yeah. In my opinion, I think last year was better. But,
yeah.
Like I said, the lineup was a lot better. This year's cool, but like we also saw a lot of the same groups we saw last year.
Yeah. The lineup last year was really stacked. So...
But they were both fine in their own ways. I mean, last year was also kind of terrible because we had to go there and do so much in such a short amount of time.
Oh, it was horrible.
It was terrible. Where this year we kind of did so much in a elongated amount of time, which made it also terrible.
So next year maybe we could get a nice sweet spot.
I was gonna say we gotta like leave maybe the night before, and like leave or get there the night before and leave like the afternoon after or something. Because I don't know. I'm also not a person that enjoys being away from places for a long period of time around other people.
Yeah.
So that also has to do with it.
Yeah, I mean that'll definitely do it since that's exactly what we were doing.
Well, it's like when it's just like you and me and we go do stuff, that's fine because it's just like two of us.
Right.
But when you have to go and there's like other people involved and like everyone's got stuff they want to do and everyone's got all these different plans.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like I'm not trying to deal with this.
It was I think if there's a next year and they do 3 days, if we came in a day before the thing started, like you said, that'd be great. And then you have a day or like a half day to sit there, whatever, sleep, wake up, go to the concert. I did enjoy our buffer day after of like swimming. That was nice too. Instead of just like, all right, show's over, we're getting on a plane. But we'll have to see. We'll see. I mean, I don't know. The possibilities are endless for what the lineup could be. Who knows?
Yeah, I know.
Germany's lineup is sick, but I mean, it's going to be a whole year away again. So
who knows? Some of these groups will still be active.
Yeah, I don't know. You're like, who's going to be able to? Who's not going to be able to? What rookie groups are going to be there? Like at this point, there's no idea. But
so I guess to end it, if I had to rate my KCON itself,
yeah,
I like the show and everything. I'd give it like at least a 8 out of 10. Yeah, it's pretty good. Like if last year's a 10 out of 10, this is usually like an 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
Which is pretty impressive given the groups we had compared to last year. So
absolutely.
But if my overall experience going to KCON this time compared to last time, I give it like a 5.
Yeah.
Out of 10.
Yeah.
So I guess it's not terrible. What about you?
It's just hard to say. I guess the show, I'd give it 9. And then experience. I mean, I got freaking selfie with the Young and Isis, so that's kind of made my whole life. I mean, I'd give it probably like, I'd give both probably a 9. Like it was fun. It was cool. It was long, but it kind of got worth it as it went on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it kind of as it went on. I'd give my overall experience a 9. So pretty good.
So I guess if you average mine out, you're getting what?
Would you say 5 and
6.5?
Yeah, not bad.
It's better than mid.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we'll take it.
Right.
But yeah, no. KCON 2024 is in the books. Maybe we'll have KCON 2025. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. There's no guarantees at anything yet, so we'll see what's up.
At this point, though, we have enough friends that anybody can just go with anybody, and I don't even have to be there.
I was like, I think that maybe someone would want to go next year. I don't know. Maybe it won't even be in LA.
Yeah, that'd be cool. If it's in like Chicago. Although it's in LA like every year.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know why they wouldn't do that.
I guess this is getting really close to being too long to be put up, so we can do our idol of the week.
Idol of the week.
It's kind of weird because I really haven't time to think of any idols of the week, so I've been freaking...
We've seen so many. We've seen so many of them.
So my idol of the week is going to be June from God.
There you go.
First male idol. Actually, maybe not.
No, I think we did. I think we had one time we did.
I think we had hot guy of the week or something like that.
You know what? It's time to bring that back.
But
June.
I'll pick June from God. He's freaking awesome. He's hilarious at the show. We watch him and Brian do their show all the time with the idols on YouTube, and they're hilarious. And they're old, so
he definitely. He really is. I will say, it was crazy seeing him because you're like, that's the guy I saw on TV.
I know. I was he's so much tanner in person.
He is so tan.
Looks exactly the
same. And I was
same.
I didn't know he wears the glasses everywhere.
I think the only one that took his suit jacket.
I know
off,
everyone else just wears their suit.
A cut off white button up.
Certainly has a personality.
That should be tailor made. There's no way you can just buy those.
Yeah.
Unless you're a strip dancer at Chippendales or something.
That's what he looked like.
I know.
He really did though.
He's one bow tie away.
Because he just ripped his jacket off.
For being Magic Mike.
Yeah, honestly, that's not an exaggeration. Team that was real true. Who would I want to pick as my? I'll just pick Mark because Mark.
Oh yeah.
Mark is awesome.
What a sweet.
You got an
angel.
awesome photo card of Mark. He was our host for the last day. Him and Johnny, and NCT's the best. Mark does a lot for NCT.
Yeah, I got an album from the Kpop Nation, and when you did, you got a free photo card.
Yeah.
So I picked Blonde Mark from way back in the day. And now I have him in a little pack. He's hanging from my rearview mirror so he can protect my car.
We'll let Blonde Mark be the idol of the week.
That's a good idol of the week.
I was gonna say either Hanbin or Ricky too, but I think the hot boy of the week I said Hanbin or Ricky. I don't remember which one, so I'm going with Mark this week.
That's a good pick.
Going with Mark. NCT's the best.
But yeah, no. So KCON 2024. Super fun. Let us know if you guys went. And if you did, what your favorite performance was, or if you saw us on TV.
Yeah, try and find us on the broadcast.
Because we know we're on there, because we did see us a couple times in the background.
That's your test for the week.
Yeah, that was fun. We will talk to you next week with something else exciting. But until then, go stay in your faves.
Love you guys. Peace.
Later.